And welcome back to my channel. And in today's lesson, we are going to talk about a gift of chapples. Now, from the topic of the chapter, you can take an good imagination that yes, this story is all about a gift of chapples that you wear, and also the slippers. What are we waiting for? Let's get into the chapter. First, Mridu is a young girl growing up in Madras. So, in this chapter, there is a girl named Mridu and she was growing up in Madras. Now called Chennai. Of course, in old days, the Chennai was known as Madras, but now it is called as Chennai. With Tapi, her grandmother. Now, see, Tapi means in see this word Tapi. Can you see over here? In you can say in Madras, the word grandmother is spelled as Tapi. So, and Tata again, Tapi means grandmother and Tata means a grandfather. This is a Madrasi word. One afternoon, Tapi takes her to her aunt Rakumani house to meet her cousins Lali, Ravi, and Meena. One day, what happened? The the Tapi means the grandmother of Mridu takes her to her aunt house. And why did she take her to her aunt house? Because she could meet her cousins named Lali, Ravi, and Meena. So let's get into the chapter. A gift of chapples. Smiling Rakumani threw open the door. So what happened when she arrived her cousin's house, her aunt house, her aunt named Rakumani, she opened the door. Of course, when you will arrive somewhere at your mother house, at your grandmother house, anyone, of course, they will open the door. So yes, the smiling, her face was smiling. So yeah, she opened the door. Who opened the door? Rakumani opened the door. Ravi and Meena and the Ravi and Meena rushed out. So when the cousins of Mridu just watched that. Wow, hey, there's Mridu. She has arrived over here. So they rushed again out, and Ravi pulled Mridu into the house, and Ravi, her cousin, take it Ravi pulled Mridu into the house. Wait, let me take off my slippers, protested Mridu. So Mridu said to her cousin Ravi, wait, first let me take off my slippers. First, of course, let me take my slippers out, then I will go inside. Okay, she set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones. So what happens when she take away her slippers? She in a very neat manner, she put them in a very neat manner, and she saw just beside of her slippers there is one another slipper which were very very big. You can see over here also. Let me find for you. Wait, childrens, see, I'm gonna tell you. See, this kind of slippers. She saw these kind of slippers as they were like how? They were like a large black color slippers with the patches of the legs. Okay, now let's get into the topic. The slippers was black ones. Those were gray, of course. Actually, they with dust. The slipper was with gray, and there was very dust. You could see the clear mark on every toe on the front part of the each slippers. Now, as I told you that when you wear slippers from a long time, it get very old. So the slippers started getting the dust. It started is sitting on the dust, starting on the slippers. So your footprints got attached into the slippers. You might have been absorbed this, right? Mridu didn't have much time to wonder about those slippers. Who was them? So when she saw them, so she was like, why should I think about it? It's not mine. So she was not having any time because Ravi was pulling her inside. because Ravi dragged her into the backyard. As I told you, why didn't she get much time for thinking about that? Because Ravi dragged her to the backyard in the, in Hindi you say branda. Okay, behind a thick bitter berry bush. Now, they're inside a torn football lined with sacking and failed sand lay a very small kitten coconut half shell. So what they, when she, visit her their cousin's backyard, what she saw a cute little, like a tiger baby, not like a, like a cat baby, you could say, and with like a ball in that ball. I can, okay, wait, I'm gonna show you with the, see, there's a diagram, you can see from through diagram you can understand easily what happens when Mridu get into their background. They were a small kitty sitting on a football, right? And with the, the shade with the plants, and in coconut half shell there was a milk. Okay, now let's see what happens. We found him outside the gate this morning. He was meowing and mewing. Poor thing said. So when their cousin said, means Lali and Ravi said that we got it from today from the, gate. She was like meow meow, meow. In English we say meowing meowing. Okay, so it was like a very poor thing. So Meena, it's secret. Amma says Party will leave out our Paddu Mama house if she knows we have a cat. Now what happens? Ravi and Lali says to Mridu that shh, don't make any sound because this is a secret that we have a cat. So do not shout, it's a secret. If Amma knows, means if her mother knows that they have a pet as a cat, their mother will leave them in their mama's house. Which mama's house? Of course, the Padu mama's house. Okay. What happens? People are always telling us to be kind to animals, but when we are, they scream, "Oh, don't bring that dirty creature over here," said Ravi. Now, what happens when the Lali takes the cat to near the Ravi? What the Ravi says? "Oh, just keep that, dirty creature over there only. Don't come across me near, okay?" said Ravi. Do you know how hard it is just to get a little milk from the kitchen? So क्या कहता है वो, means what did the Ravi says? वो कहता है कि जब वो अंदर जब भी उसके लिए कोकोनट शेल में पानी भरना पड़ता है, दूध भरना पड़ता है, मिल्क, तो वो बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट काम होता है. क्योंकि क्या होता है, लेट्स सी. Do you know how hard it's just to get a little milk from the kitchen? Party saw me with a glass in my hand just now. जब वो उसने कहा कि जब मैं आ रहा था किचन से दूध लेकर के, पाती यानी मुझे मेरी मम्मा ने देख लिया था मेरे हाथों में एक ग्लास ऑफ मिल्क. देन आई टोल्ड हर, होता है जब वो दूध लेकर आ रहा होता है तब मम्मा ने उसे देख लिया और क्या हुआ, आई टोल्ड हर आई एम वेरी हंग्री, आई वांट टू ड्रिंक इट. तो रवि कहता है अपनी मम्मी को कि वो तो एकदम सडनली आ जाती है सामने से, बोलती किसके लिए ले जा रही है, क्योंकि उनको तो पता नहीं चलता क्योंकि बस एक कैट है. तो रवि कहता है ओह मेरे को थोड़ी भूख लगी थी ना इसीलिए मैंने ले लिया. बट द वे शी लुक्ड एट मी आई हैड टू ड्रिंक मोस्ट ऑफ इट टू थ्रो हर ऑफ द सेंट. Now what happens when जब वो उस ढंग से देखती है उसकी मम्मा उसको कि कहीं ये झूठ तो नहीं बोल रहा, तब मम्मा को दिखाने के लिए कि हाँ मेरे को पीना है, तो उसने आधा गिलास पी भी लिया दूध का ताकि वो चली जाए. Now let's see. Okay. Party, I'll wash it myself. Why should I put you into trouble? I told her. So क्या होता है वहाँ पर, like then okay, we have not read this part, sorry. Then she wanted the tumbler back. Party आता है कि क्या होता है, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, देन शी वांटेड द टम्बलर बैक. टम्बलर मीन्स अ ग्लास ऑफ लाइक, ओके. तो वो कहती है कि मुझे ये ग्लास जल्दी दूध पी के मुझे दे दो, मेरे को धोना है इसे. तो बोलता है कि मम्मा लीव इट फॉर मी, I will wash it myself. Just come on, I'll just wash it by myself. You just leave it, okay? I put you trouble. I okay. I had run to a pour of the milk into the coconut shell and then run back and washed the tumbler and it put back before she got really suspicious. तो क्या होता है जब वो भाग के बोलता है कि लेट इट जस्ट मुझ पे छोड़ दो, मैं धो दूंगा, आप चले जाओ। तो वो भाग के जाता है, फटाफट से कोकोनट के शेल में दूध को डालता है, भाग के आता है, धो के रख देता है। क्यों रख देता है? ताकि इसकी मम्मी को शक ना हो जाए। नाउ वी हैव टू थिंक ऑफ सम अदर वे टू फीड दिस महिंद्रा। Now you might just think, who is Mahindra? Wait, I will tell you a story. It's in this, from here there starts a story. Mahindra is the name of the cat which, see, ये देखो यहाँ पर है ना, इस cat का इन्होंने नाम क्या रखा था? Mahindra. Okay, now in this chapter, from this words we'll start calling the cat as Mahindra. Mahindra, this little kitty name is Mahindra. Mridu was some impressed. It was real name, not just a cute kitty cat name. तो वो कहती है कि वाओ, इट्स नाइस नेम, और ये कोई ऐसे पेट्स के नाम नहीं है, ये तो असली के नाम है। एक्चुअली his full name is Mahindra Verma Pallava Punnai. In short, you can say MP Punnai. तो वो कहता है, और रवि कहता है कि अरे ये तो इसका नाम तो महेंद्र वर्मा है, पल्लव पुन्नाई। इसका पूरा नाम क्या है? महेंद्र वर्मा पल्लवा पुन्नाई। बट इन शॉर्ट यू कैन कॉल हिम एज MP Punnai. Like very funny name she has. For short, if you like, he's a fine breed of a cat. Just look at her fuzz like a lion mane. तो वो कहता है कि ये थोड़ी लायन की प्रजाति से हल्की हल्की मिलती है। लुक एट हर फर्स, उनके बालों को तो देखो, एकदम लायन के शेप्स में दिखती हैं। देखो, मैं दिखाती हूँ आप लोगों को, लगता है ना कि लायन है। यस, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन, व्हिच वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। Okay. Okay, just look at her first. Okay, we have, and you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallava kings was, doesn't you? He looked expectantly at Mridu. तो वो कहती है कि मुझे तो ये पता है, इसकी स्टोरी है, नेम एज इट्स वाज लाइक एम्बलम ऑफ पल्लवास किंग। तो वो मृदु को एकदम ऐसे शॉक्ड होके देखता है। मृदु गिगल्स, thinking I'm joking like this, thinking I'm joking. Well, just wait, I'll show you something times. तो वो कहती है कि हंस के कि तुम्हें लगता है मैं ये मजाक कर रही हूँ, पर 1 मिनट रुको, मैं तुम्हें कुछ दिखाती हूँ। It's clear you don't know a thing about history. इससे साफ पता चलता है कि तुम लोगों को कुछ हिस्ट्री के बारे में पता ही नहीं है। तो मृदु कहती है रवि को कि इस तुमको ये सब पता नहीं, इससे क्लियर होता है कि तुम लोग को हिस्ट्री आती ही नहीं है। Haven't been to महाबलीपुरम, have you? तो वो कहती है तुमने कभी महाबलीपुरम विज़िट किए हो? फ्रेंड्स, आपने कभी किया है महाबलीपुरम विज़िट? अगर किया है तो कमेंट में। He said mysteriously. Well, तो वो कहती है एकदम ऐसे बोलती है जैसे कितनी वो डीपली में वो जाके बोलती है वो, ठीक है ऐसे। I saw a statue of his tatas and etc. Now what does this line means? I saw a statue of tata और etc. मतलब मैंने उसकी स्टैचू देखी है। थाता मीन्स दादा, तो दादा तो दादा के दादा मीन्स लाइक दादा के दादा के दादा के दादा के दादा और दादा जितने भी बड़े, लाइक अभी आपके पापा हैं तो उनके पापा मेरी मम्मी उसकी मम्मी। ओ माई गॉड, इट्स वेरी बिग जनरेशन। ओके, फैक्ट इज Mahindran here is dedicate from that very same ancient cat. तो वो कहती है उन्हीं प्रजातियों में से हमारा ये महिंद्रन भी है, a close relative, right? तो कहती है कि लाइक जैसे मैंने आपको कहा क्लोज प्रजाति की है, तो वही है। Scientifically speaking of none other than the lion, तो वो ऐसी लिखती कि लायन ही है वो। The Pallava lion, emblem of the Pallava dynasty. Ravi went on walking around the battery bush, waving a twig up and down, his eyes sparkling. तो क्या करता है रवि, मतलब घूमता है और उनकी आइज को देखता है। This cat is descended of none other than the महाबलीपुरम ऋषि cat. तो वो कहता है ये किसी ऋषि कैट से कम नहीं लगती जो महाबलीपुरम में है। And if I may just remind you the worship cats in the ancient Egypt, तो मैं आपको बता दूँ कि जो in Egypt में एक ancient cat है, wait, I will show you a picture also. You can see. Children, just have a look here. This is a Egyptian Mahabalipuram cat. They were actually talking about Mridu, Lali, and Ravi was actually talking about this Egyptian cat. Now I hope you have understood. How he loved the sound of his own voice. Meena and Mridu exchanged looked. तो वही किसी को देखते हैं मीना and Mridu. What does that have to do with anything? Mridu demanded. I'm telling you, this cat is dedicated from Egyptian cat god. तो वो कहता है मैं कह रहा हूँ तुम्हें कि उसी चीज़ की ये उसी प्रजाति की एक god है. No god, no goddess, bestest. Yeah, that's it. So. Well, one of the descendant of the cat goddess was a stowaway. Now, what do you mean by the word stowaway? The meaning of the word stowaway, so can you see over here? Someone who hides himself. Okay, the person who hides himself. The Mahabalipuram Rishi cat who descended aged Ravi flourished his twig at Mahindran, MP Punai, here, whoop, ik, he shrieked, very pleased with himself. Mahindran looked up, alarmed. He had just been sharpening his claws in the edge of the coconut shell. Means she wants some more milk. But who's then Ravi awful? Who the creech from the window? What a weird sound. If a Mridu was started and Pipunai was frightened out of his wits. Here standing on end, he bounced up and that had been set out to dry. Trying to hide beneath it, he dipped a few chilies over himself. Meow. तो वो अपने वो थोड़ी चिलीज गिरा लेते बोलती meow. He allowed me steady. The creaking went on and on. What's that noise? Said Mridu. That's Lali learning a play violin. तो वो कहती कि विंडो से एक आवाज़ आ रही है. तो वो मीनू और रवि बोलता है कि अरे वो तो लली है ना हमारी जो कज़न है यानी मेरी बहन है जो वो वायलिन सीख रही है रूम के अंदर. रवि कहता है she'll never learn a thing. The music master just goes to playing like a train whizzing and on and on. तो वो रवि कहता है कि वो कभी सीख ही नहीं पाएगी क्योंकि जो इसका जो ट्रेनर है म्यूज़िक का वो ऐसे बजाता है कि ट्रेन ही पकड़ ली उसने एकदम जोर से बजाता है फास्ट सीख ही नहीं पाती है. While Lali all time dearling going completely off track. तो लली क्या लेकिन उन लोगों को लगता है कि लली नहीं सीख रही लेकिन लली सीख रही थी. Children, here are some question answers. See, we have completed this was the okay, have a look over first page. See, this was part number 1. Okay, children, now we have completed part number 1. We are going to move to part 2, but not in this video. If you want part 2 to be in my next video, comment, like, subscribe. Now let's go into the questions. What is the secret that Meena shares with Mridu in the backyard? Of course, the secret was a cat. They doesn't tell anyone about the cat. How does Ravi get milk from the kitchen? Of course, while he was coming, her party didn't look at it and he have to drink some water, milk. Who does he say the kitchen ancestor are? Do you believe him? The Mridu said to Ravi. Ravi has a lot of says about MP Punai that shows that he's merely tied to Mridu, impressed Mridu. His knowledge of Hindu is sound. Means the answer would be this history one. Okay. Which of these statements do you agree? What does noise tell Mridu pretended Mahindran? So children, I hope you enjoyed my class. Thank you children. Have a good day.